I do think there's a deep pool of quality players.
Glen Cuiellette, quarterback, Texas Southern.
Did you leave Tulane after the coaching change there?
It was 2 years after the coaching change.
Because I know that you're more of a pro style quarterback, and they kind of switched ideologies there a little bit.
Yeah, it was rough because I was trying to make it work. We all try to make it work because we all had respect for one another, and I love the coaches till this day. I always keep up with them for just for the future as a coach and myself in the future. So I keep up with Coach Fritz, but at the end of the day, we just agreed that I wasn't fit for the offense, and they helped me out when it came to looking for a new home. So I always appreciate that from them.
Yeah, that's always good, man, when you can, move on but still stay in touch, and everything went well there at Tulane. Then you go to Texas Southern. Now you're looking to break into the XFL. You're waiting on that invite for the summer showcase. What intrigues you about the XFL, and how excited are you that, more football leagues are popping up at a moment where, you're just getting out of college and still looking to play?
What excites me about the XFL is that it really is just honestly because it's a new league and it's filled with opportunity for me, and it's a good platform for for a guy like me who because I wasn't able to show that much in college due to all the different moving around and all that stuff, the destination changes, and so I didn't really feel like I had a home to show what I could do. So with that being said, that's what it really is for me. The XFL is a place where I feel like it's going to be a great stepping stone for me to become an NFL athlete in the future. And also, it's also just intriguing because it's new. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And Glenn, I really like what you said there, just looking for an opportunity to showcase what you got. That's so important, getting your stuff, if you will, on film. And I got a question for you. What do you feel are your best attributes as a player that you could really bring to the XFL, not just as a player, but also your individual position?
Well, with me as a quarterback, I've always been able to throw very well. I remember I'm not really trying to toot my own horn. This is just facts from whenever I was growing up. People would tell me this exact thing because when I was a kid, I didn't realize I had a gift like that. But I was able to throw 50 yards when I was in 6th grade. So I never really thought that was a very lofty, oh, wow, and some God-given thing. Grown men, my uncle would always tell me, man, you're throwing the skin off my hands here, man, that type of stuff. And so that's one thing I feel like I could bring is a strong arm, but more importantly, just intellectually, when it comes to the concepts, I could pick up things fairly quickly because I've been in various offenses. So I've been in the spread option, which is kind of more basic, but the premise is still, you got to learn how to read and react very quickly and make quick decisions. But I've been in the West Coast offense as well. So the terminology won't be, it won't be too rigorous for me, if you will. So that's one thing I would bring. And also just a leadership role. That's the one thing I would bring because I'm 24 years old and I'm not a finished product. Nobody is, but I feel like I could bring a lot of leadership and guidance to a lot of my teammates and players because honestly, at the end of the day, we're all in it together and that's my team. So they're going to be my brothers and I'm going to treat them like so. And I'm going to treat them with a lot of respect and I'm going to help them out any way I can to help the team out. So, and honestly, that's what I love about football. It's just being with the guys like that, connecting on that level. And it all sounds like cliche stuff, but that's really what it's all about. And that's what I love about it. And that's what I feel like I could bring. It's just that guy who's pretty much the captain material for a team.
And there are important things that, we know the XFL is going to be looking at. We've heard Oliver Luck, Doug Whaley, and everybody there in the front office of the league talk about those are some of the qualities they're looking in players, Glenn. So we'll be rooting for you to get one of those invites. If you don't, I'm sure other opportunities will pop up. The XFL is going to be gunning for talent any way they can. I don't think these summer showcases are going to be the end-all, be-all. With that said, in the past year, what's your football life been like? Did you try out for the AAF at all? Have you tried to get into any other leagues?
Oh, yeah. So my season ended last November, with Texas Southern, and right after that, I believe a week after that was whenever I went to the Daytona Bowl and the FCS Bowl in Daytona, and that was when I participated in that game, and during that whole weekend of practice, and it was a fun experience. Got to see a lot of different talent from all over the map when it comes to FCS and Division II and III talent, because they had a mixture of guys in there. But I went there, did well, threw a touchdown pass, and played a decent game. And we didn't get the win, but it was still a fun experience. That was one game. Another game was the Spirit Bowl that I attended in, and I participated in that bowl in Roanoke, Virginia. And I got the MVP of that game. Got the MVP of that game. It was a very fun game, just very, very fun atmosphere. The team was great. Those kind of all-star games are very fun because I see all the different talent. That's what I really love the most about it. I see the different styles, different personalities, different things that make guys tick. You see your intelligence level socially just goes to the roof whenever you get to experience something like that,
Absolutely. Those are so crucial for the development of young players coming into any league. That's why they hold those things, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, I really haven't tried for the AAF. I think it was too late for me to try out for it because I missed a tryout because I was in season for the Texas Southern Tigers. So I missed a tryout during the season for that. But I did go into a lot of tryouts for CFL, to a Winnipeg tryout, went to a Saskatchewan tryout, which I got invited to a kind of like a mini camp-ish, like invite-only practice weekend for with the team and all the coaches. And it was all these rookies who got invited so they could get a look at you and see if they want to bring you in. I was invited into that amongst I think 6 other quarterbacks, and it was a very fun experience. The whole different game and the CFL realm. The windows are just wide open from my experience. It was very fun to experience that, and it was a different side of football that I'd never seen. Also with the 12 people on both sides of the ball, which was different. But also that's pretty much what I've been doing. And I've been training. I've been doing everything to stay in shape, had my pro day and all that. So that's kind of like what's going on. And I've been talking to teams overseas, and they've been interested in me. So there's a lot of possibilities right now.
Well, the XFL is certainly going to be a different game. There's no doubt about that. And I like what you said about leadership. That's important. Everybody's going to be jumping in this league with brand new rules for the first time. Somebody's got to take the bull by the horns and lead this team and really figure out these rules and the best way to attack. I like that attitude.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not the type to shy away from a competition or challenge because I love adversity. Sounds crazy, sounds a little masochist, but I really that I like challenges. I like all that because it makes a better man out of everybody, man or woman, out of anybody.
And have you caught any of the XFL changes to the game that they're thinking about? They haven't officially announced any new rules, but we've heard through the grapevine, had some of the league members on the show talk about things like a shootout type overtime and interesting things like that. Have you heard about any of the rules? What intrigues you the most about the tweaks they're making to reimagine the game?
Because my experience with the XFL was the WWE style of play, all that rugged backyard just spitting out blood type stuff. You know what I mean? It's just that kind of experience. But now I feel like they're coming more in a genuine football kind of feel, and the whole shootout thing that you just mentioned, that's what intrigued me the most from the rules that I've been exposed to. The shootout thing is my favorite because that's what I experienced in college, and I think everybody can attest to this who played in football for as long as they have, that the shootout method is the best. It's to me it's the fairest of them all, but everybody has different opinions. But overall, I love the shootout method. I had a 5 overtime game with ULL when I was at Tulane, and that was just really fun. It's crazy. It brings the excitement to the game. The suspense is always on edge, So I like those rule changes, and I got to read into it more to get more, a better knowledge of that.
Well, we appreciate your time, Glenn, and I like that you called them ULL there. I don't know if you know this, but those Cajuns get real mad if you say that. So let's just hope no one at the XFL is one of those raging Cajuns. But, man, we appreciate the time, and good luck to you. And wherever your football endeavors take you, hopefully the XFL, you at least get the showcase tryout there. And if not, we'll catch you down the road, man.
Yeah, all right. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.